Connor Franta is in the business of public disclosure, which is an interesting place to be for a self-described private person. And yet the 24-year-old has made a living putting himself out there to his 5 million YouTube subscribers. Now he's taking that step further with a new book, inviting readers into what feels like pages of a private diary, and it's called Note to Self. Connor Franta joins us now in studio. Connor, thanks for being here this morning.
Hello.
So the dedication in this book, you say it's for me.
I know, what a narcissist, right?
Not necessarily, but because, you know, that in reading this, it's so personal it feels almost therapeutic.
Exactly, yeah. I know, it felt right just to make it for me, because initially it wasn't even meant to be published. It was meant just for me, so it just seemed obvious.
And there's something to be said for sort of the universality of being open and honest. You've said that in sharing everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that you can form ladders and people can climb those ladders.
Definitely.
I'm guessing that because of that immediate connection that you have on YouTube with your fans, you know firsthand that that's what you've done.
No, 100%. I didn't think that anyone can necessarily, no one can necessarily directly relate to what I was doing, but I was hoping that it would be kind of like a starting point and an opening for a conversation for people to relate on some form or some level, or at least get them talking about a lot of the difficult topics that I talk about: mental health, love, breakups, everything in between.
At what point did you cross the threshold from writing something private just for yourself to something that you were going to put out there for the world to consume?
I was probably like 6 months into writing. I just realized that I had so much material that I was like, I need to do something with it. It's great to have it for my own kind of archives, but I was like, I kind of want the world to see it, as much as that's a scary thing. It just seemed necessary.
But I've got to ask, for somebody who has been so honest online, where did the need come from to be honest on the page?
Totally. It's a completely different person.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, like online, it's not that I play a character, but I'm definitely the best version of myself, because no one really wants to see the worst version of myself. So I feel like in the book and in writing in general, I could just be incredibly authentic, or at least I could go a level deeper than I did when I was online.
But you are a self-confessed private person.
Yeah.
So explain to me that dichotomy. Private guy who writes a book about himself and makes a living sharing a big portion of himself online.
It's so weird. I mean, you have to find a balance between it, and it's different for every person.
So what is it for you?
I mean, for me, and it's funny, it's because this completely breaks all the rules for me. Normally, I don't know how I convince myself to do it, but yeah, normally for me, it's relationships of any kind, platonic or romantic, I usually keep to myself. Certain things with my family and friends I like to keep personal, because no one else needs to be involved. But then a lot of that made it into the book, so here we are. I don't know, just breaking the rules.
So originally this was going to be just for you, and originally when you started doing YouTube videos, it was just going to be for fun.
Yeah.
When did that cross the threshold to, all right, whatever my plans were for the future, we're going to put them aside because this is what I'm going to do now?
100%. I was going to school and making YouTube videos, and I was a two-sport athlete at the same time, so I was very, very busy and caught up in things.
Underachiever.
Yeah, I know. Such a slacker. And after a while, YouTube just kept growing so much that I felt like I needed to pay attention to it. It just was something that I became more and more interested in, something that, again, was growing, and I was like, I need to find a balance again. If I keep trying to juggle everything, nothing's going to grow. Everything's just going to stay being juggled.
You talk a lot, you're big on kindness and kindness to strangers, and you've talked about being at the Grammys, and YouTube, an Uber driver gave you
the sweetest man.
What happened there?
Yeah, I was in I had just gone through a breakup, and I was leaving the Grammys, and I was just sobbing, of course, like you do after a breakup. And this super nice, I was on the phone to one of my friends crying in the back of an Uber, and this super nice Uber driver didn't look at me, but just kept handing me tissues. And then when he dropped me off, he looks at me for the first time and is like, "Sir, I don't know what it is that you're crying about, but I just want to let you know that it'll be okay. It's always okay." And I was like, "Thank you so much." And then I went and cried on my porch for like an hour.
But you want to push that idea, right? About paying it forward with no strings attached.
Exactly, yeah. And he didn't have any strings. He just dropped me off and then went on his way.
Did you realize how, I have to think that video of you coming out, was it 2014?
Yeah.
That was viewed by so many people. I've got to think that was a turning point for you, but well, obviously personally, but also professionally, because this is your career.
Totally, yeah. I think that was the point of complete transparency and complete authenticity, and that extra level of deepness that I guess made people attached to me more. And it just made me be able to be myself in so many ways that I had been not able to do before.
You know, a lot of people try to be authentic versions of themselves online. It doesn't resonate, it doesn't connect with us.
It's difficult.
It is, but it work. You've found a way to do it,
Yeah.
and just by reading a big chunk of this book, you've done it on the page as well. So congratulations to you. Best of luck to you, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.